Okay, let's dive into this. We're going to explore a surprisingly huge concept today, and we're not going to do it by looking at some complex, abstract theory. Nope, we're going to zoom all the way in on one single, everyday word, a word you've probably used 100 times already today without even thinking about it. And that word is detail. I mean, it seems totally straightforward, right? It's common, it's useful, and we all feel like we have a pretty good handle on what it means. But as you're about to see, there is so much more going on with this word than meets the eye. So just chew on this question for a second. What if the simplest words we use are actually carrying the most amazing stories? What if detail has like a secret identity? All right, let's start with the basics, the dictionary definition. As a noun, a detail is just a small piece of a bigger thing. You might say something like, yeah, I've got the main idea, but I still need to change some details in it. It's the little stuff, the minor points. Easy enough, right? But this is where our little story takes a major turn, because that simple, almost boring definition is hiding something pretty remarkable. So it turns out the word detail isn't just another entry in the dictionary. It actually belongs to this exclusive, very specific, and pretty influential club, a club with a very limited guest list. And here's the big reveal. Detail is on something called the Basic English 850 list. Now, that might not sound like a big deal at first, but what it means is that this word gets elevated from just, a common word to a foundational pillar of the entire English language. So what's the deal with that number, 850? Well, it means detail is considered one of only 850 words. That's it. One of 850 words deemed essential to explain almost any idea in English. Out of hundreds of thousands of words, this one made the final cut for this tiny, super core vocabulary. So this, of course, begs the question, what on earth is Basic English? Because it's not just a random list of easy words. No, it's a whole system, and it was carefully constructed for a really specific and powerful reason. Basic English is what you'd call a controlled language. It's this hand-picked set of 850 words chosen for their power and their flexibility. And the goal? Well, the goal was to create absolutely crystal clear communication, especially for people all over the world or for folks just starting to learn English. It's all about building a solid, understandable foundation. And the words on this list were picked because they're so efficient. Let's go back to detail. It works as a noun, right? A small part. But it's also a verb. To detail something is to explain all the small parts. See? One word, two critical jobs. That's the kind of multitasking that gets you a spot on the 850 list. And that really brings us to the big picture here. Why would anyone go to all the trouble of boiling a language down like this? What's the real power in having fewer words to work with? Well, the goals are actually pretty profound. It's about making information available to way more people, no matter how well they speak English. It's about stripping away all the complicated, maybe confusing vocabulary so you can get right to the heart of an idea. In a world that's more connected than ever, having that shared, clear starting point, that's incredibly powerful. And this quote, this just nails the whole point perfectly. It connects everything we've been talking about. True clarity, a clear picture, happens when you can see every single detail. Simple language doesn't hide the meaning, it shines a spotlight right on it. Okay, so let's tie all these threads together and bring it right back to that one simple word we started with. Because the journey of the word detail has actually shown us something much, much bigger about how we all communicate. So, here's the bottom line, the crucial takeaway from all of this. The most basic words we use, the very details of our language, are often the most powerful ones. They're the building blocks we use to create clear, accessible, and universal understanding. There's just immense strength in simplicity. And that leaves us with a final thought to take with you. The next time you use a simple, everyday word, just pause for a second. Ask yourself, what hidden history, what surprising power might this word be carrying? Really, what big ideas are hiding in the simple words you use every day?